Hello everyone. I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you inside of Proclaim how we go about adding a sermon title, our key verse, and finally our speaker name on the fly, as well as adding in our scripture content also on the fly. To do this, we need to be obviously on air if we're doing this on the fly. Go into edit mode and then select our sermon title that we're working inside of. If we know the title, we can go ahead and type it in here. It's pretty self-explanatory for the title. For here, we actually reverse these two. So let's go make up a sermon title. In the beginning, no, excuse me, let me come back and correct that. Our key verse would be Genesis 1 and verse 1, comma, John 1:1. Here at Newark UPC, we always put the emphasis on our scripture rather than on the speaker. So we're always going to be listing our speaker name last. Please don't bother getting that confused with Bible verse versus subtitle. So our Bible verse section inside of our title is where we're going to add in our speaker name. So for here, I'll go ahead and put down Dr. Stephen J. Beardsley. Go correct that. And there we finally have our sermon title set up. To go over to our key verse, let's go and get this added in on the fly. Maybe you want to use a few translations, so I'll show you that as well. So for here, we can actually do it one of two ways. We can do Genesis 1:1 and press enter. And there, our database will select our New Living Translation version and add it onto our slide. That is imperative that you press the enter key. If you do not do that, it will not add the scripture in. If you realize we've got a different minister who wants a different translation, well, then you can add in by clicking your other translation type right there. So our two standards that are used here are the NLT and the KJV. The other most recently selected will be following your first two. So a few weeks ago here, we had someone use the Message. And then we've also had the New King James and also the, I believe it's the New English translation. If for some reason you've got a speaker who wants a more rarely used translation, you can click on more. And for example, type in the NASB. And there it is, the New American Standard Bible. So I'll come back here. Now we have that verse entered. We would right click on our scripture here on the left hand column, hit duplicate, and now inside of this one we will type in, let's go ahead and clear out this field, type in John 1 and verse 1. So that's how we would do that. Again, if they say, you know what, I like that translation, it's fine, but for this we're actually going to go over to the New English translation, simply because I like the flow of it or whatever the reasoning is. That is how you would do that. And finally, one other shortcut I can show you. Again, let's go ahead and hit duplicate. Previously, I said under Genesis 1:1, there was one of two ways of adding in our scripture. And that was by typing in the full word Genesis 1:1. Well, yes, that works. However, go and clear all this out. The other way you can do it is actually by typing in Gen 1:1. So you need to know what your shorthand is for that verse, for that book of the Bible. If we hit enter there, it automatically fills it out. And again, oh, I hit return. I need to hit it a second time apparently. Okay, interesting. Let's try this. All right, so odds are if you're watching this, the reason why that did not populate was we were already using that same translation, and I deleted all the text out for this demonstration. Just know you can hit Gen, Gen 1:1, and it will populate. So let me give you one other example. Number 1, Thess, and now I will hit 4 verse 7 and hit enter. All right, so there's another way you can work. All right, if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask, shoot me a text, use the Crew app, and Thank you for your time. God bless.